What made you finally snap after years of being a doormat? My downstairs neighbor told me, maybe you need to move somewhere quieter. When I asked him to stop gaming at 3 a.m., big mistake. I started a 5 a.m. podcast where I jump rope and scream motivational quotes every morning, right above his bedroom. I interviewed life coaches on speakerphone at maximum volume, everything totally legal. He lasted 23 days before his dad literally begged me to stop. I told him maybe his son needed to move somewhere quieter. I'd lived in my apartment for 2 years, dealt with all types of crazy neighbors, the couple who fought all night, the girl learning violin, the dude who built furniture at 2 a.m. I never complained once. Then Kyle moved in below me. 23, rich parents, gaming setup worth more than my car. First thing I noticed was the smell coming through my vents. It was everywhere. Kyle's schedule was insane. Sleep at 6 a.m., wake at 4 p.m., game all night, bass shaking my whole apartment. My pictures literally fell off the walls, but I stayed nice. His food delivery guys kept knocking on my door at 3 a.m. I just pointed them downstairs. Never complained. Then my girlfriend stayed over. I heard his game blasting, enemy AC 130 above. My girlfriend couldn't sleep, so I went over. I mentioned his gaming, and this dude laughed in my face. Maybe you need to move somewhere quieter, he said with this stupid smirk. I pay rent. I can live however I want. My girlfriend's mouth dropped open. I just stood there, frozen. This skinny trust fund kid really just said that to me. That night I couldn't sleep. His words kept repeating, move somewhere quieter. Me, the guy who apologizes for everything. The guy who feels bad when his microwave beeps. Something in me broke, or maybe it finally fixed itself. I went full research mode, looked up every single noise law. Legal hours were 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. weekdays. Normal living sounds included exercise, cooking, phone calls, and home improvement, all protected by law. I ordered a podcast mic, jump rope, and woodworking tools. Found 5 life coaches who'd do 5 a.m. interviews for $20. Downloaded construction sound effects. Set 15 alarms starting at 4:30 a.m. My mom called while I was planning. I told her everything. She said, baby, you apologize when you breathe too loud. Destroy him. Even my mom was done with my pushover era. The next day at 5 a.m., good morning champions. This is morning motivation with Michael. I screamed while jumping rope. Each jump shook the floor. Today's guest is life coach Jennifer. I had her on speakerphone. Max volume, perfectly legal. Kyle was stumbling around below me, probably thinking he was dreaming. By 5:30, I started woodworking practice, just hammering boards to a beat. He texted me, WTF are you doing? I replied, living my best life. I pay rent too. He left me on red. Kyle tried everything to stop me. Called our landlord, who said everything was legal and asked about my podcast. Tried getting neighbors to complain. They became my first fans. Margaret from apartment 236 literally requested an episode about dealing with bad neighbors. His dad called offering me 3 months rent to stop. I said no thanks. Maybe try noise canceling headphones? Day 12, Kyle sent his Instagram model girlfriend to flirt with me. I interviewed her about female entrepreneurship. She dumped him after. He tried recording me for evidence but just got hours of legal self-improvement content. He played himself. Day 15, I went harder. Started a 6 a.m. cooking show on Instagram Live. Made the stinkiest foods ever. Kimchi, rotten fish, durian. Put them all by the vent that led to his apartment. The smell war was on. Then I added 7 a.m. tap dancing lessons. Very loud, very basic, lots of stomping, all legal, all right above his gaming setup. Day 19, Kyle lost it. Full mental breakdown in the hallway, screaming about psychological warfare while I calmly explained I was just living my life. This is targeted harassment, he cried. Actual tears. Kyle's dad showed up day 22 looking dead inside. He wrote me a check with a handful of zeros. I tore it in half without breaking eye contact. Kyle moved out that weekend. His dad paid 3 months penalty just to escape. While loading the truck, Kyle wouldn't even look at me. His dad stopped by, shook my hand, said, you did what I couldn't. My new neighbor Stacy is a stewardess who's hardly home. We share cookies and actually respect each other. Crazy how that works. Last week someone sent me Kyle's new post. I'm a better neighbor now. Character development. You love to see it. Sometimes I think about that night he told me to move somewhere quieter. Now he's the one who had to move. Karma's wild like that.